grow them here and we want to keep them here. When the Innovation Center says they're a one-stop shop for business startup, that's really no joke. And what we have found is that if you don't have the expertise, the access, and the advocacy in independence, you're going to be lost. You're going to spin your wheels, you're going to waste time, and you're probably going to waste money. So my takeaway that I want you all to think about it in terms of a call to action is that the EDC can help. We are specifically and uniquely positioned to help businesses move through these various phases of getting a business off the ground or starting a new development. I would ask that you don't wait and that you act now, because we need to get to them as early as possible. Early intervention is the key. If you know of somebody that's having a problem, if you know of somebody that's got an interest in something or a property that maybe, let us at least take a look at it. Let us at least have a conversation with you. Because I think the earlier we can plug you in with resources, the earlier we can plug you in with expertise, and the earlier we understand what you're doing and we can become advocates for it, why then the EDC can make sure that you win, that you're the hero of your story. But we're here to guide people every step of the way, and I believe that we're uniquely positioned to do so. I want to thank you all for your time tonight, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Is there any questions for the council?
I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Kerman, how drilled down into some of these are you on specific details? I'm just curious what your, not meaning to put you on the spot, but what's your plan to increase the revenues and to, I mean, do you have a specific strategies in mind?
Yeah, really the specific strategy. When I talk about these three things that businesses need, I think, you know, when I first came here, we were so focused on, let's tell the EDC story. Let's tell the EDC story. We need to tell the story, and testimonials are great. And we've got examples of businesses that you know, from infancy and until opening day, you know, were handled every step of the way by my vice president, and those testimonials are important. But when I say we're going to grow revenues, increase income, create better access to jobs, what I'm really talking about, especially when you talk about increase the median household income, is that I'm not here to tell you the EDC story. I'm here to tell you that I'm listening to what our business owners and our new prospects need, and they all are telling me I need expertise, I need access to the right players, and I need advocates. And so what does that mean in terms of increasing median household income, for example? If there are efforts underway in Englewood, in Fairmont is a great example, that are saying you want to start business, you're looking for more opportunities, you're looking for ways to leverage financing to fix either your business or your home. All of these things are sort of the building blocks of what becomes a vital economy that can adapt to change and adapt to people transitioning maybe from poverty or below the poverty level to above. So when I say we have a plan, the plan doesn't say that I'm going to go out and contact 500 people and ask them if, you know, how, you know, what their salary looks like today versus yesterday. What we're going to do is we are going to address these core needs of our prospects, and we're going to continue to work again with the efforts that are already happening, because more than likely the efforts for workforce development, the efforts for alleviating housing problems and things like that are already happening. You're already doing them, and that's when the EDC can come to the table as advocates and possibly as experts in certain areas. I've got a lot of background with community-based projects and things like stabilized household incomes. It's really a combination not just of new dollars and protection of existing dollars, but you've got to create and grow new opportunity, and that's what I see happening, especially in places like Fairmont and Englewood, where you're literally cultivating opportunity there at the grassroots level.
We, as you know, we had a big, it's probably fair to call it a mess, with the proposed development by Van Trust on the east side of town. Mm-hmm. And trying to take a 30,000-foot view of that, it seems to me, and I am concerned about that it's going to be hard for us to get grade A developments. I know retail's
project and the aftermath was obviously a watershed event for the city. It's the number one issue people want to talk about when we first meet. And I can tell you that I do not see it as a hindrance. I see it as a vehicle for improved development. We all got smarter. We all got a little smarter.
Good.
Even if you weren't here, like, we all learned something here. And I feel like the community learned something. I'm still talking to those big players, not necessarily that one, but there are still large regional firms that are interested in independence and working with independents. Are they concerned about? They are. But they're not talking to Annakians at the beginning. And that's where the EDC can really prosper. We have got to address those core needs before we're going to be able to serve existing businesses and businesses coming in. And again, I'm going to say it so much, you're going to be sick of hearing it, but they need expertise, they need access, and they need advocacy. And we can provide all of those things. Somebody mentioned to me the other day that it's tough to get in the pipeline here, that it's tough to get in the pipeline. They meant the development pipeline. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. We've got the keys to the vault. We know where all the bodies are hidden. We know how to get things done. We know where to go, who to talk to. If it's a business retention or startup question, we've got the expertise. If it's a use question, we've got the expertise. The fact of the matter is my small team of 4 people can be are going to have a huge impact on development. And past issues, like the one that you mentioned, Councilman, are not going to hinder us. They're going to serve us.
Thank you.
I got a question too. JD.
I'm sorry, yes.
How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, it's good to see you. I wanted to just speak to the issue of the Van Trust. You and I have had conversations with Councilmember Huff, and we understand that whatever project that may or may not be proposed out there, that we're going to handle it a lot differently and talk to the residents of the 3rd District, specifically in that area, or wherever there may be some conflict. So I commend you for your desire to want to work through some of the past that was of no fault of your own, and to work alongside of us to make sure that whatever we do out in that direction, that you're committed to that process as well. When you said 80 businesses been through, that's this year through the Innovation
No, I
Center?
believe that's total since their inception. Yeah, total business with established business graduates, yeah.
And how long has that been?
When did they? Don't remember? I'm sorry? 3-5? Yeah, I beg your pardon, I don't, yeah, they've been around since the mid-2000s, I believe. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Before my time, I do know that we've got 80 graduates that are out the door and still operating.
Okay, and they are still operating?
Yes, they're not all in Independence, unfortunately, but we're
Right.
working on that.
What's the types of businesses that you're helping set up out there?
You see a combination, a kind of eclectic mix. If you're going to see manufacturing there, it's extremely small scale. And so one of the more successful businesses that's still over there right now makes these pieces of these timers for telecoms, and they have to work at such a severe tolerance and level that they're one of the only groups that can seem to manufacture these things properly. They're in there, and of course their challenge is going to be getting enough capital to move out. What you see more of over there are startup businesses, maybe healthcare, somebody that may be doing some kind of a real estate business. A lot of single person, sole proprietor type startups. We do have some sort of think tank atmospheres in there where you've got a number of people working in a room. As you recall, that's an old, and they needed access to the kitchen in order to launch their new business, or if their business was starting to fail and they had to close their brick and mortar storefront, or they were forced to close it, rather, they were still able to come into that innovation center and at least put some model back to work. And my team over there, Xander Winkle, who really deserves a mention here, have been extraordinary in somehow walking the line between the needs of these businesses, who in many cases are brand new at what they're doing, and the mandates that are coming down from the county in terms of what you can and cannot do in a kitchen. One of the great things about the Innovation Center is that every one of those